discussing the script. Is that true?
We made up the entire movie of Buffalo
And
Wild Wings.
then at some point,
Except for the dialogue.
yeah, at some point we were like, you know, I have a camera, we have skills, we need a script, actors, catering, lights, crew members,
people
that care about, and locations.
Editing
And we could
suite,
do this. It's easy.
A little bit of music, and we'll be done.
And a year and a half later, we got it. We nailed it.
Hey everybody, I'm Peyton here at the 2012 Crossroads Film Festival in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm here with filmmakers of the fantastic. What adjectives would you give your film Going Toward Love?
Depressing.
Heart-breaking.
It'll make you cry. Come see it. You'll love it.
Okay, Ryan says you'll love it. Chris, what else you got to say?
It will tug at your heartstrings.
It actually will. How would you classify it? It's a tragic love story. You know, it's a tragic love story, and it makes you sad at the end. But it's cool. Got good characters.
Have you been to Crossroads before?
I know.
This is your first time?
We've been there, but we haven't entered.
We haven't entered. This is our first film.
So what's it like? What's it like to be a filmmaker and have one of your films accepted? I'm sure that's very exciting.
It was very exciting.
Extremely exciting.
Yeah, we were very glad because this is our premiere too, so we get to premiere in our hometown.
Oh yeah.
And all the family and locals get to come out and support us, and we'll win.
This is my first Crossroads interview, actually.
Oh, well,
which is pretty exciting.
You know, I'm glad that we can start off on a really good note. What kind of advice would you give to someone in terms of like a flow that you seem to get into, or scheduling tips?
Pull the trigger. We say that a lot. You got to pull the trigger. You got to go. You just got to do something. Pull the trigger, and you can correct along the way, but you got to do something to correct. And that was the hugest part for us. Was just we had to go. We have to. We were sitting in Buffalo, like you said, we were sitting around drinking, and the first conclusion we came to was we got to do something. And then we decided, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. But we just kept going. We just had to keep pushing ourselves. Let's go. Let's pull the trigger on this. We got to pull the trigger on that. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, to just get on the ball.
It really is. I think personally, it's just that's it. You get out there and do it. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's like filming your kid or your mom, or making a film in your own house, or just whatever. Just keep doing films. Just make films. Because that gets you in the process. And the hardest thing the hardest thing to it, I think, is just making that decision to get it done, do it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's finished or not, it may take a while to get finished, but get out there and make it happen. Because that's that's where it boils down to. Nobody comes out of the shoot, hitting a home run, or, being the greatest filmmaker on the planet.
Yeah, it's definitely a process.
I think as artists, I'm not an artist, but I think a lot of times people get hung up on that, in that process, because they're afraid. It's very exposing. You expose yourself to the world, and you start worrying about that. You start worrying about how people are going to perceive it, or how how they get to look inside your soul a little bit, and see what you were thinking and how it all translates, and then you start thinking about all the different things and how you need to do it and what the world expects, and and then all of a sudden it's 3 months later and you haven't actually shot a frame when you could have been doing that. Learned from it, moved that out of the way, done another one. Learned from it, moved that out of the way, done another one. And all of a sudden you're doing them great. Things that you didn't know before. You're doing awesome.
It's funny too that our film has been well received to the few people we've shown it to, but when we watch it together or even separately, all we see is the mistakes we made, and it's hard to let that go and to be like, what? There's mistakes in it. I'm sure the people who made The Matrix, when they watch it, they're like, I was doing this, or I was doing that. And to us, it's just like they're glaring, but when everybody else watches it and wasn't involved in the process, they're just like, it looks great.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about just a little bit about the parties and the after parties. We're at a party right now. We have a lot of events going on this weekend, a lot of live music, workshops, stuff like that.
Come on out. Kevin Broughton will take his shirt off for you. Come on, Kevin. Come over here.
It's not a party until Kevin Broughton takes his shirt off.
It's not a party.
Or a film. It's not a film or a party.
Well, this weekend is definitely a party in Jackson, Mississippi at the Crossroads Film Festival, and I want to thank filmmakers Chris and Ryan with their film,
Going Toward Love.
Going Toward Love.